So in this next section, we're going to talk about, which is section 4.4. This is credit cards. So in this section, we have some vocabulary that we need to cover. So there are the first term is the what we call the amount subject to finance charges. So the amount subject to finance charges for a credit card is equal to the previous balance minus any payments plus any purchases. So this is where a credit card differs from a debit card, in that in a debit card, anything that you make payments on, you usually, or if you make payments the purchases is what's different between a debit and a credit card. So purchases on a debit card takes away from your account total, as where purchases on a credit card actually adds to your account's total because it adds to the amount that you owe on the credit card. So in part, or the second definition is, what is a finance charge? So one way to think about this is that this is the interest that is owed on the credit card to the financial institution. So for example, if you have a credit card that has an APR of 24%, then when you calculate your finance charges, what you're going to do is the 24 divided by 12, then you're finding that monthly percent. Then that means 2% of the amount subject to finance charges is going to be charged to you. And so then your your current or new balance is going to equal the amount subject to finance charges plus the finance charges. So however much they could charge you interest plus the interest that they are going to charge you. So now let's look at an example. Alright, so now let's look at an example. Suppose that we have a credit card that has a current balance of $500. Alright, so they sent us our monthly statement and it says we still have $500 on it. When we get our statement, let's say we make a payment of $200. But we see some clothes that we really like, so then we make some purchases of $300. So we need to figure out what is the amount subject to finance charges. So that amount's going to be the previous balance minus the payments plus the purchases. So that amount subject to finance charges is going to be $600. Because if you think about it, 500 minus 200 plus 300, this leaves us with a net of $100 gained. We made more purchases than we paid, so we've got $600. It's going to be subject to those finance charges. Now let's say that we had a credit card that had a 24% APR. All right, then what we're going to have for our monthly interest rate is going to be 24 divided by 12, or about 2%. All right, so 2% of this 600, okay, I'll do it right here. So our finance charges is going to be 2% of the 600. All right, so if I grab a calculator, so 2% of 600 is $12. And so then we're going to tack on $12 to our next month's balance. So when they send us our new statement, our new balance, is going to be the $600 that we had plus the 12. So they're going to say that we now owe them $612.